Hi, I'm Lauren Weinbaum, and 10 years ago, I started Weinbaum Management Group, which is a construction management consulting firm located in El Segundo, California. And today, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary. And in honor of that, Kara is kind enough, the controller in our office, to interview me on what it's been like the past 10 years.
Thanks for having me. Let's get started. WMG is celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year. Let's go back to the beginning. What was it like starting your own business, and what inspired you to begin it?
So at first, I was extremely scared. I mean, it's not like there's a starting business for dummies on the market. There might be now. This was 10 years ago. And I was working happily for Walsh Construction at the Tom Bradley International Terminal amongst my peers and doing well. And what I realized when I was working in that active environment is that when the vendors would come into LAX, there was a lot of confusion. The vendors knew exactly how to operate their business, but they didn't know how to do design and construction in an active airport terminal. So that's when I decided, even though I was pretty terrified, that it was an appropriate time to leave Walsh Construction and hang a shingle out and provide construction management services.
That's great. What do you know now that you wish you'd known 10 years ago?
So I wish that I thought 10 years ago when I set out to start WMG that there was a huge emphasis on women-owned businesses and disadvantaged businesses in the market. So I mistakenly thought if we go get the certification and we're in a competent organization that we would just have work. In fact, that hasn't been the case. Most of our clients have hired us for competency and not our certification. So in recent years, we've had to make more of a push in networking outreach events to advertise and showcase our certifications to get the work. So that was a bit of a surprise to me.
What changes have you seen in the construction industry over the years?
So 10 years ago, well, actually I've been working for about 20 years now. When I started, everything was paper-based. We were stamping shop drawings manually. We were receiving faxes and faxing RFIs back and forth to the architects, and nothing was stored on a computer database. So that has changed significantly. Like our office, for example, we're all digital. We don't have any paper. It's all on a server, and that's how most companies function now, is in that capacity.
Yeah, that's big changes. What makes you think, why has WMG thrived over these last 10 years?
So I think we've thrived because we've always stuck to our core competencies. So we've had pressure over the years because of our certification, because of our small business size, to step outside of our core competencies and do other work that we didn't really have the expertise. So I think most of our revenue, 90% of our revenue, has just been repeat clients that we've had for years and years and years, which is just a lot easier marketplace to function in than going and seeking new work. So that's what I attribute it to.
Great. Well, here's a fun one. What would you be doing if you weren't providing world-class construction management consulting services to our owners, developers, and builders?
So I would be coaching young female athletes and mentoring women. I volunteer right now. I am and have done it for 3 seasons. I'm the head softball coach. Our 8 and under softball girls just won the championship this weekend. So I would love to do that. I think that sports and females and sportsmanship are a huge outlet for our youth, and gaining confidence and gaining sportsmanlike conduct, which carries into the workplace.
Congrats to your team.
Thank you.
Looking back over these last 10 years, what are you the most proud of?
I think I'm the most proud of the fact that we have managed our growth and survived through a global pandemic. And I attribute a lot of that to we retained our talent, which are all A players. And then we also strictly managed our cash flow, which really came into effect during the pandemic when things went very haywire, I guess, so to speak. So I would say that I'm the most proud of that because there was a lot of pressure to do things differently than how I thought we should be doing them from outside mentors and adjacent peers. And I didn't really succumb to those ideas. I took them with a grain of salt.
Good for you. Those are difficult times. Well, what's one piece of advice you would give to entrepreneurs in your industry today?
So I would say that you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. And I think that there's no greater gamble than gambling on yourself, but I would tell everyone to do it over and over and over again and take control of your own destiny as much as you can.
Love that. Well, why don't you share a fun or memorable moment at WMG?
So because of our size, we have really iconic holiday parties. Mm-hmm. And if we were much larger, we probably wouldn't be able to do that. We'd probably be in a large banquet hall, mm-hmm. which wouldn't be bad. But we, in 2019, went to the Hollywood Magic Castle. Mm-hmm. That was great. Last year, we rented a yacht and toured Marina del Rey to celebrate the holiday season. So I think that that's been the fun times that we've had as an organization, is our iconic holiday parties.
Love it. I can attest to those. How would you describe WMG's culture?
So WMG's culture is more of a family atmosphere. We have stayed a size that it's been totally attainable. If we were much larger, it might become more and more difficult because there'd be multiple layers of managers in between the most recent hire and myself. We have an open door policy. All of our team members know they can call me or text me whenever they need it. So that's how I would describe our company culture.
Well, last question. What is your biggest hope for the next decade at WMG?
So for the next decade, WMG, as you know, is well known for our ability to execute aviation projects. We have a great reputation in Los Angeles County for being able to do that. And we've recently, over the past 2 years, moved into Seattle. We're up in SeaTac. And we're getting pursued by clients in Nevada. So my hope for WMG over the next 10 years is that we break into brand new market sectors. We are pleased to announce we got shortlisted with the Port of Long Beach. So that was a win. We don't have the work yet, but we hope we get it. And we're pursuing developer in Nevada and considering responding to some school RFPs, LAUSD and LACCD. So that's my hope. We get multiple market sectors outside of aviation.
That's great. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and go over the 10 questions for a 10-year anniversary. Lauren Weinbaum, our founder and leader.
And thank you, Kara. I really enjoyed this time and this opportunity to talk about the last 10 years.
Thank you.